Welcome to the Midnight Matinee with your host and hostess, Robert and Angie Curtis.
Welcome everyone back to the Midnight Matinee. We got us a new old movie that we watched. What was this one from 81?
I think it was 83 or 84.
No, it's got to be earlier than that.
We should have brought up the list.
I don't know. Dreamscape. Right.
So, okay. Yeah, a government-funded project looks into using psychics to enter people's dreams with some mechanical help. When a subject dies in his sleep from a heart attack, Alex Gardner becomes suspicious that another of the psychics is killing people in the dreams somehow, and that is causing them to die in real life.
Yeah.
He must find a way to stop the abuse of this power to enter dreams. No.
Yeah, so this is another one of our Stranger Things tie-ins that we were talking about, the real science behind the Stranger Things. So we wanted to revisit some of these old movies that have tie-ins to the psychology or whatever that's going on in Stranger Things.
Now, dream telepathy is considered an ability to communicate telepathically with another person while dreaming, which there's usually a sender and a receiver. Now, the mainstream scientific consensus is that rejects that completely as a phenomenon because they can't produce replicable results, I guess.
Right.
But, yeah. But it's an interesting thing, and I've always kind of pondered, you've always heard the old wives' tale. Can you die? If you die in your dream, will you die in real life?
Right.
And I've had some dreams where I've literally been falling, and I usually do jerk awake. Right before you hit. But, how do you test that? If you die in your dream, how do you know they were dreaming about it?
I don't even know what you were dreaming half the time.
Oh my God, yeah.
So anyway, in this movie, the main character is a psychic, and he's recruited by this shadowy government organization. They're trying to manipulate people's dreams. Well, it's a multi-tiered organization, because on the surface they're doing research into helping people with therapeutic by getting into their dreams and helping them like overcome fears and things like that.
They think if they can enter the dream, they can help their client or somebody who has some kind of blockage mentally or whatnot get past.
Exactly.
And they go through from a very scientific.
Yeah. And basically the premise of this is like the Montauk experiment, like we would talk about multiple times with Stranger Things. And what happens is the president of the United States is having these nightmares every night about nuclear war and how much devastation it caused. So he's wanting to sign a peace treaty with the Russians and basically dismantle our nuclear stockpiles. And this is before Ronald Reagan actually signed the START II treaty with Russia. So it predates that. And Max von Sydow's character is pro-military industrial complex, and he wants to have one of these dream people sneak into the president's dreams and either A, change his mind, or B, assassinate him.
Yeah. I think Max was the scientist. Christopher Plummer was.
Christopher Plummer.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes. In fact, going back to the dream that the president had at the very beginning, didn't it have like remnants of like the Terminator movie where she sees the nuclear war and she gets blown? And...
It reminded me a lot of The Day After.
Oh my God, we don't even want to go into The Day After.
It kind of has that same kind of effects as Thread. That's one of the things that we talked about in this movie. If you remade this movie, and I don't mean like refilmed it, I mean like you took this movie in and redid the special effects with modern special effects, this movie would be fantastic.
Yeah, because some of the special effects kind of
are very dated.
Well, Clash of the Titans. There's a snake man.
The snake man looks awful in this, and there's a lot of the scenes where it's like in the dream, but it's not. There was no CGI then.
No, so it's like...
it's kind of wavy and flashy lights and stuff, and you're like,
like they put like a filter on.
Yeah, right. It's like an orange filter in a lot of the scenes so that you know that it's a dream. And it kind of... it takes away, it takes you out of the story because of how cheesy the special effects are. But like you say, it's the early '80s, so
Yeah.
I mean, back then this was a blockbuster movie, you know what I mean? But in the modern era, you look at these special effects and you're like, bro.
Well, it had quite the cast to it, I will say that.
Yeah.
Because, you got your Dennis Quaid, like we said, Christopher Plummer, Max von
Sydow. Yeah.
It had, what was the name of the girl? Oh, Kate Capshaw.
Yeah, Kate Capshaw's in it.
So she was in it.
Yeah.
There was quite the thing. I don't know how it kind of got missed, though, for the most part. Like, I think I remember watching it, like, on VHS later on.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, yeah, I've seen it on HBO and during that time. You know what I mean? It was on HBO in the 80s a bunch of times. It's a solid movie. I liked it a lot, but it's just the special effects take you out of it because they're so cheesy.
Well, and I read somewhere that it was a movie that was kind of fighting. There was, what did they say, like a conspiracy theory movie coming out, but at the same point then it was sci-fi, but then there was also a bit of a love story. And the funny thing that we kept finding and hearing about was the fact it was the second movie.
It was the second movie to get the PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And the first movie came out literally the month before it.
Yeah.
So you had Red Dawn come out, and that was the first movie to have a PG-13. And then while Red Dawn was still in theaters, the second movie to get a PG-13 rating was Dreamscape. And the reason why is because in this movie, the guy pulls someone's still beating heart out of their chest.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
In Indiana Jones, which came out the year before, they got slammed for it because it had a PG rating.
Yeah, and it's
but
traumatizing.
There's a lot of violence and gore in it, but it was like, what do you do? Because it doesn't fit the hard R, but it does have more than a PG movie. So then they him and hawed around, and then by the time these movies came out, they had already ironed it out. So you had your PG-13, and then eventually the NC-17.
Yeah.
So, film history there.
Okay. Let's reel it back. Let's do our haunted rating system. Boom! I think that we were kind of in agreement. We both said it was a 3 out of 5. Bloodcurdling, thrilling enough to make you look over your shoulder, but not quite enough to keep you up at night. Solid, but not sinister.
Yeah, and that's what I say. It's one of those movies that you watch and you're like, that was really good. Let's watch something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you wouldn't revisit it multiple times.
And maybe that's why
mean?
I probably haven't seen it since the 80s, and that's probably why.
So that's why I would give it the 3 instead of a 4.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you asked me in like 1983 what I thought of this movie, I'd have gave it a 5 because I don't like snakes.
Oh,
and the Snake Man is like
it's
like a bad memory for me. And then, now you watch it and you're like, ha, look at that stupid clay monster.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
I'm not afraid of a blurry clay monster.
Yeah. Well, it's been a couple of weeks. We've been adjusting to his new schedule. I went on vacation. He had to do his first full weekend on call, and because it's closer for him to be at the farmhouse, he's been going over there.
Yep.
And in that time period, I actually, one weekend, watched The Black Phone, which I don't know how we completely missed, and The Black Phone 2. Really loved The Black Phone.
Yeah, I watched The Black Phone. I really, really liked it.
I thought it was really well done. I thought it was definitely a different take that I hadn't really thought about before.
Yeah.
I guess the original was written by Joe Hill, so if anybody knows that, it's Stephen King's son. But
it was well. I liked the story of it. I especially liked the child actor.
Oh,
and then I thought he was really, really good.
What I thought was interesting too was that it was more something that could happen, not necessarily the phone part, but
right.
Because back in the day, I mean, we didn't know when we kids, us Gen Xers, we'd go out.
Yeah, riding our bicycles around the neighborhood all the time.
Had no idea where we were. I mean, we could have been, anywhere.
Yeah.
And you think there was no cell phones, none of this, no connection. As soon as you walked out that door.
The neighbors didn't know, like you couldn't, you'd have to call on the phone.
Yeah.
And see, like, have you seen Billy down the street? It was a lot different world back then. You know, and like the police, there was a scene in the movie where the police are going door to door, like canvassing the neighborhood. Like they don't do that anymore.
No, not really. But yeah, and then I ended up watching the second one, which I thought was good, but it was kind of like they took it a little too far.
Yeah.
I liked the more realistic possibilities of the first one.
Right.
And Ethan Hawke in this movie was outstanding.
Yeah. He's really good.
He is creepy.
Yeah.
I also took a vacation and I went down and did what I called the Halloween in Orlando. I go down and visit my my dad and my stepmom down there, and I had thought, I'll try some of the places because we see a lot of TikToks, and so I decided to check out the Spooky Cat Press. They have actually a physical store there with all their Valentine cards and prints and kind of a kitschy, spooky kind of place.
Yeah, it's got that mid-century modern kind of art style.
Yeah, like they kind of like use like the old monsters and stuff and put them in like, tiki settings and all sorts of fun stuff. And then I also checked out the Atomic Horror Store, which I've seen before. Actually, the first time I went over on a Sunday, and they were having, I was a little overwhelmed because they were having, their whole parking lot was booths and stalls of different types of stuff that kind of lend to the atomic, like more of a horror, and like there was a full size canvas, a copia for sale, and then they had and tikis, geeky tikis, and just all sorts of stuff. And I was like, oh my, that is a little much. So I kind of went around, and then I was like, you know what? And I asked them, can I take a few photos? But there were so many people running around in that store that I was like, oh, I can't really do this. So I ended up going back. And nobody was in the store. I was able to go around, and I actually kind of created, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but
yeah, it's out already.
A little.
You want to check out the short? It's out.
Yeah, 1 minute and like 25 seconds. So it's not going to take up time of what I saw. I also went to the Magic Kingdom where I did the Haunted Mansion. Can I put that in there? And I went to Gideon's Bakehouse, which if you don't know anything about Gideon's Bakehouse, you are missing out. But unfortunately, you'll never find it here. It's only in Orlando.
And they have 2 locations.
Yeah, they have 2 locations, one in Disney Springs, and it's this place that kind of like Harry Potter meets, I can't even begin to describe. It's very kind of a spooky,
it's like
kitschy,
a spooky bookstore.
Yeah.
Where they sell cookies.
But yeah, and their shelves are all like, and we probably talked about this before.
Yeah.
Their shelves, they have shelves in there, and they're all like kind of crazy, skewed, and they have this whole. I actually ran into when I went to Epcot. They were in the middle of their arts festival, or as Bob likes to call it, the farts.
The Festival of the Arts.
Yes. They actually had the guy. There's a guy who does these prints. He does these characters with big eyes and kind of like they're kind of almost poppy looking.
Yeah, they almost look like Funko Pops.
Yeah, but he does all these gothic themes, and each one of them has got like. He was actually there, selling his prints, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I've never seen these in person." And I'm like, $180.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to pay $180 for a print.
Right. Like I asked the lady in the store, they had the Senor Pipitoro one that I wanted. It's like Nosferatu.
Yes.
And it was like $300, and I was like, nah, I know
they sell out fast. They even have their own set. If you buy a certain amount of these cookies, which these cookies are £1 each, and I smuggle them back usually. I freeze them up and then I put them in my bag when I get on the plane. But I don't even know where I was going with that.
They're really good.
They're
very
really
rich.
good.
Like 1,000 calories each, though.
Yeah.
So.
Like I usually will split them. I'll give him half and me half.
Yeah.
And we tried their strawberry one, and I
still
brought
a
back
lot.
one for my coworker and friend Rosa. She asked me about it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing I got that I thought was fun is I got this little book light that looks like I don't know if you guys can see it. Oops, don't want to lose that. It looks like a little. And I knocked it off.
Show it to them so they can see.
It looks like a little.
Where are you showing it to?
Oh, right there. It looks like a little space saucer. And it lights up and everything. Whee! But yeah. I found it today and I was like, that is so perfect. That is so us. And I thought I could put it in my book. But what else anything else you've been watching? What did we watch last night? Oh, you said you had seen it. The whatchamacallit movie, the Evil.
The Evil, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd watched it before. Or
And
I'd talked about watching it before, but she had her back to it while she was doing her sewing, so we watched it
Yeah.
for real this time. It's a weird movie. For its time, it was fantastic.
I do have to say that at the end when he came face to face with the evil, I kind of laughed because
Yeah, right.
Some of the special effects are definitely on
it's a.
I think it's like a 78.
Yeah.
Something like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
movie.
it's a cheesy movie.
But have you watched anything else? You said you've been doing some.
I've been watching a lot of my favorite 60s horror movies. A lot of Peter Cushing. I watched a funny Vincent Price comedy called A Comedy of Terrors, and I was absolutely dying. It was so funny. It was basically Vincent Price is a funeral director who has married his way into a funeral home, and he drums up business by killing people in the village.
Which I always wondered about my husband. Don't drum up business.
The opening scene of it makes the entire movie, where Peter Lorre is the funeral attendant and Vincent Price is the funeral director, and they're at a graveside, and the family's there. The pastor says the words or whatever, and they all leave. He opens up the lid of the casket, flips the body into the hole, immediately starts filling it back up with dirt, and then they take the casket, put it back in the coach, and drive off.
I'm going to guess that is illegal nowadays.
I was dying. It was so funny. Oh, my God.
I want to say that was one of the very early movies that we watched together, I thought. You said you hadn't seen it?
I haven't seen it, no.
I thought for sure, but maybe it was another Vincent Price one. But
oh, it was so funny.
Yeah.
There's so much of that movie where he's just a drunk and a bad manages bad money and a gambler, and everybody in the town thinks he's an idiot, and it's just absolute peak 1960s schlocky movie. I loved it so much.
Well, those are like the, what do you call it, the trio of the old silent or black and white movie era. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. This is in color, but you could tell it was like the beginning because the colors are very bright and gaudy. Yeah.
So they actually hand colored it? Or,
no,
it was actually color.
But a lot of times what people don't know is that the sets, like if you could see the Addams Family house in color, like it actually was in color, the inside of that room is baby blues and pinks.
Oh.
So that whole room is bright blue and bright pink, and there's a lot of like orange and red, because when you film it in black and white, then it looks like grays and black and
it gives
subtlety.
You more tonal values.
Right. But in actuality, that room is pink. So a lot of that held over when they first started filming for color, because they didn't know how much saturation it would have. So a lot of these people are wearing like what would be funeral clothes, but they're like Gainsborough's Blue Boy, where they're like,
oh, that's hilarious, bright
blue, and it was good. I can't recommend it enough.
Like little what do you call it, little photography or film techniques.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
is that it? It's cold down in the basement today.
It's cold. If you can't tell why she's all bundled up.
I was sitting down here with just my sweatshirt on, and I'm like, my hands are cold. My neck is cold.
That's
I'm
what
going
I always
upstairs.
say. I have my mittens. I have fingerless gloves, but have a little fold-over mitten thing, and a lot of times I'll wear that when I do my editing. I'm like Bob Cratchit down here, freezing in the basement.
I'll give you a little piece of coal.
It doesn't matter though. You could set the furnace on like 95; it would still be freezing cold down here.
I don't think there's even an outlet down here.
There's two down here, but they don't produce enough heat to warm this entire space.
And I was like, do I look like a Karen with my? I never wear pink or lavender unless, well, I do. I guess I have a workout sweatshirt, but yeah, for the most part, I'm in black.
Yeah, but my fit for the day is our Adam the Woo. Our good friend Adam the Woo passed away. In December.
And I actually went and I tried to find his grave, and I was a fail because I didn't realize that the cemetery was on two parts.
Yeah.
And at the time there was a funeral getting set up, and they were also digging a grave, so I was just like, I'm going to just leave. So I didn't find out, but until the next day, oh, there's where it's at. But I did go to Celebration where he had
Where
a
his
house.
was, yeah.
Bought a Starbucks. I enjoyed a vanilla latte down in the Celebration.
Piping hot caffeinated beverage.
Exactly, and then I drove over and took a photo in front of his house, but I didn't kind of mess around. You know, I'm not a trespasser in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's the update on what we're doing. We're gonna start getting into the weekly
Get back, yeah.
Midnight Matinee videos. I don't know if we have any more Stranger Things adjacent movies that we were going to watch.
Oh, we talked about Firestarter.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a couple. Carrie we could watch.
Yeah.
There was kind of do a deep dive into it. But yeah, we're just trying to tie in their side of it, which is the actual science and paranormal real phenomena.
Right.
To tie it into where
with
it is
Hollywood.
Where Hollywood
portrayals of it. Yeah.
You know, and most of the time I guess it falls more on the Hollywood side.
Yeah.
Like dream telepathy.
Right.
Which earlier today I was having trouble with the word telepathy.
There you go.
I'm just like, telepathy. Okay, let's reel it back. So I guess we'll see you next time on the
Midnight Matinee.
Here's Todd.
You've been watching the Midnight Matinee, brought to you by the Veritas Project. So when the clock strikes 12, grab your tickets for the next episode of the Midnight Matinee.